Now, I've already been on record multiple times, both about offense and defense, saying this Baltimore Ravens team is stacked because they are. We already went down the roster when it comes down to the offense. We already talked about everything that they got on defense, but hear me out. If you want to take this team over the top even more, this is something that you do. Because think about this. At cornerback, we got Marlon Humphrey, lockdown. We got Nate Wiggins, straps. And outside of that, we got Cheeto Awuzie. He ain't locked down, but he a solid physical corner. That boy can play some ball. But if you think about, if it was Marlon Humphrey, if it was Nate Wiggins, and if it was Jaire Alexander as our other outside corner, our third corner, think about that. My goodness, man. And see, this was a pipe dream earlier this offseason for us as Baltimore Ravens fans. This was something that we were feeling like, Jaire, he good, but he do got his injury problems now. And this is why I was not a big fan of the potential of the Baltimore Ravens trading for Jaire Alexander. We said it in previous videos months ago, but we did say I would much rather be interested in Jaire Alexander if he was released. Ravens, you have an opportunity to do something that could be very, very special. And I know y'all know the video that I'm about to talk about. The video that would resurface like it does every single year, which I got no problem with. One of the people who was the happiest when Lamar Jackson got drafted, it was Jaire Alexander. Why not bring Jaire Alexander to the team that Lamar Jackson is currently at? Reunite them old Louisville teammates, man. Just make it happen. You might as well. And the money part, because I know some people are going to talk about that. It is a big thing. Money is real. Salary cap and whatnot. But Jaire Alexander, he's on a significant contract from the Green Bay Packers. They're expected to release him any day now. They said they had some trade talks with some people, but they obviously ain't happened. So they're going to be releasing Jaire Alexander. Now, with the money, since he's still on a significant contract, he's still going to be being paid from the Packers. So whatever type of deal he gets from whoever that next team is, if it's a low deal, then say, for instance, he's getting paid $20 million from the Packers. If it's a $5 million deal from a team, I'm just throwing out numbers. If it's a $5 million deal from the team, then that would only offset $5 million of the $20 million that he's getting paid. So he get paid $15 million from the Packers and then $5 million from the new team. So what I'm saying is the Baltimore Ravens, this would allow them, they could be like the same thing they're doing with Chidobe Awuzie, because Chidobe Awuzie is still getting paid from the Titans. I think he's getting paid like over $7 million from the Titans. And the Ravens got him on a super, super cheap deal because he's still getting his bread from Tennessee. They could do the same thing with Jaire Alexander. You could sign, because the money ain't going to be an issue because he's getting his bread from Green Bay. So you ain't got to worry about that. You can sign him to a cheap deal, a low-risk deal, and he would still be being paid. He'd still be financially taken care of from Green Bay. Like, y'all see how this just makes so much sense? Y'all see how this is? It's a layup. It really is. And then think about this. Jaire Alexander, I don't know if you hear me. Eric DaCosta, I know you be watching. You don't listen to me, but you listen to them, to Team Keep It Clean. Jaire Alexander, if you came through the Ravens flock, and I ain't even talked to them flock boys about this, but I'm sure they will be more than happy to. Jaire, I know them flock boys going to take care of you to get you a chain just like, I know they got you. I know they do. But think about it, man. This could make so much sense, and this could really make the Ravens that much better. Do it. Why not do it? Make it happen. Do it. It makes sense. Do it. Ravens, just do it. Rashod Bateman. Oh, man, it's so many things that we love to see with him. Obviously, him sticking around with the Baltimore Ravens after there were trade talks and there were teams that were interested, like, them Green Bay Packers. We were just talking about the Dallas Cowboys, the Patriots, but the Baltimore Ravens said, no, Rashod, you ain't going nowhere. And they gave him a raise. They gave him additional years on his contract. So Rashod Bateman is here to stay. But you could think, all right, He done got his money. He done got his bread. What's next for Rashod Bateman? Will he work as hard as he worked before? And Rashod Bateman say, watch this. So he was posting videos of him working out with none other than the 1A and 1B receivers, Zay Flowers. Because I can't even call one of them 1A and 1B because who is it going to be? Who's the real number one receiver for the Baltimore Ravens? Guess what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm glad that we got 3 number one receivers for the Baltimore Ravens. So, yeah, pick your poison defenses, and hopefully Jaire Alexander will be a cornerback that gets to go against them in practice, but we'll see how it goes down. But for Rashod Bateman to be working out with Zay Flowers in the offseason, nothing to do with the Baltimore Ravens, not at their facility, but outside of all of that, I love it. I love it because I remember there had been conversations in previous years where people would be like, oh, they would see the receivers working out. They would see the team working out outside the facility. And they'd be like, oh, where's Rashod Bateman? Where's Bate at? What's going on with him? Is he got big? And look at this. This is post-contract. It ain't like, oh, yeah, Rashod Bateman trying to show that he works hard and he's trying to get a new contract. No, he got the contract, but he's still working hard. So he's still working on the timing, working on his routes, working on all of that stuff. So this can only be a great thing for not only Rashod Bateman, but then Baltimore Ravens as well. Ooh, hey, this thing getting heavy. I got to take it off. But Team Keep It Clean, we done reached my favorite part of the videos where we get to feature your questions. Send me an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com to be a part of it. If you're a patron or want to become one or want to send your question on there, go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids to join. First question came from my guy, Jalen. He said, the calm before the storm. Get your umbrellas out because this is a long one. He said, what's up, Ing? What's up, Jalen? How you doing, man? He said, shout out to you, the fam, the dogs, Team Keep It Clean, and anybody else who woke up today because tomorrow isn't promised. And every day you wake up means there is still some hope for whatever your circumstances are. I love that because that's real. You could be down bad on whatever it is. You could be going through this, that, and the third, but you woke up, so there's another opportunity to improve. So thank you for that message. I appreciate you a lot, man. He says, so blessings to everybody. Whatever you're going through, remember, it could be worse. And one day, once you've made it through, you'll look back and see how much stronger you are because of it. Love you all. That perfect way to start us off. Because we all need to hear stuff like that, man. So I appreciate that. He said, now to get to my question and comment. I think this offseason was great on multiple levels. I agree. I think we would all agree. I mean, who's gonna disagree with that? But anyway, he said, firstly, not only did we avoid coaching turnover this year, but we added to it with experience and proven guys. I remember last season, one of the coaches said the coaching staff lost a lot of teachers from that 2023 season, and that was very evident with how lost some of our guys looked and the displays of bad techniques on occasion. Yes, that's true. One of the guys that they added, Chuck Pagano. Veteran in the game in the NFL, done been around, done coached at all different levels and stuff. But anyway, continuing. He said, secondly, even though we didn't make big splash offseason moves, we are basically running it back with a great team and got started on some of the contracts that were looming in the future, as well as the Ronnie Stanley contract that completely changed how we were able to draft and approach the offseason. Very true, because had they not been able to keep Ronnie Stanley, then this offseason could have looked a lot different. It could have looked a whole lot different. It would have went in a whole lot of different directions for the draft, for free agents, all that stuff. Anyway, he said, thirdly, we knocked the draft out of the park and hopefully drafted some stars to continue building this team from within. In my opinion, this offseason set the Ravens up for great ones to still come, but we are not going to have another calm one like this for a while. If I had to guess, because of how good of a job EDC did with building through the draft, we have reached the years where a lot of our core is going to have contracts that need to be signed, traded, or will be lost in free agency. I know it's a little long, but I'm excited to hear your thoughts on hashtag Team Keep It Clean. Appreciate that, Jalen. I mean, yeah, this was a phenomenal offseason, but I'll say at the same time, there's every offseason it got its craziness. Every offseason it got its tough moves. But yeah, you're right. This is a sort of calm season before the storm of next offseason, because you do have some more significant guys, like more than this year, but you got some more significant guys whose contracts are coming up. The big decisions are going to be made with Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, Charlie Kolar. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be 1 out of the 3? Is it going to be 2 out of the 3? Is it going to be none out of the 3? I can't see that happening, but anything is possible till it ain't possible no more. None of them have signed contract extensions yet. So we'll see what happens with that. Daniel Falele, what are you going to do with him? Are you going to sign him to a contract extension? Are you going to let him walk in free agency? What's going to happen with Daniel Falele at right guard? Big question right there. Tyler Linderbaum, you declined his 5th-year option, so you got him for, another year, so we'll see how that goes, because he's eligible for a contract extension right now, and I do fully expect the Baltimore Ravens to sign Tyler Linderbaum to a contract extension, but, hey, we'll see. Super Duper Kyle, I ain't got no worries about him at all. They both picked up his 5th-year option. They're going to sign him to a contract. I got no doubts about that at all, but again, things still have to happen. It still has to go down. So yeah, Baltimore Ravens, they got a lot going on. Like you did say, you said calm before the storm, and hopefully it won't be no storms, but storms are inevitable. So Eric DeCosta, he just got to manage this thing the right way and put these Baltimore Ravens in the best possible position to continue having success. Next question came from Woda. See, it's funny when I get to a question a little bit late, a little while after somebody sent it, it's always funny when things just end up lining up right with their question. Woda said, post June 1st, targets. He said, hello, Ingraven. Who would you prefer? Jalen Ramsey, Jaire Alexander, Gervon Dexter Sr., Jaquan McMillan. Thinking like EDC, I feel he is going to add to the defense. You could call me DJ, also Blackbird Bully, but okay, my apologies, DJ. And he said, God bless team, keep it clean, appreciate you. He sent this on May 30th. There was not even any talks of Jaire Alexander getting released back on May 30th. Today is what, the 9th? Yeah, today is the 9th. So you was on it, DJ. You called it. Now, not with Jalen Ramsey, though. The Dolphins said, we ain't releasing him. Like, y'all gonna have to figure something out. You want to trade for Jalen Ramsey? Because we ain't just cutting him straight up. He has not been reporting to camp, so he's just waiting to be traded, waiting to be dealt. So we'll see what happens with him. That should be fun. But anyway, out of this list, yeah, I would think that it would be Jaire Alexander because it just upgrades the secondary. And one reason, I'm not just saying that as a fan of the Ravens, because, I be wanting everybody. Well, everybody good. I be wanting Ravens to sign everybody, make it happen, because there is a way. But something that EDC continues to say that y'all know too, everybody knows. He always says you can never have enough corners. EDC lives by that. He said you can never have enough corners. And I know we got Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, Cheeto Awuzie, TJ Tampa, Jalen Armour-Davis. So we'll see if he ends up being a corner or a safety. We drafted the 2 rookies this year. And am I missing anybody? I said Nate Wiggins, right? I think I said Nate Wiggins, but am I missing anybody? I don't think so. But at the same time, when you upgrade a position, that makes your quality of depth that much better. That makes your starters that much stronger. So it's a no-brainer for me. It makes too much sense, actually. Game time loading. Next question came from my guy, Corey. He said, Ingraven, what's up, my guy? It's been a minute. It has been a little while, but what's up, Corey? He said, I'm not on here often, but first and foremost, what game are you going to and be more this upcoming season? Ooh, that's a really, really good question. I have no clue yet. He said, I want to meet you and some of the flock when I go to the bank for the first time. I convinced my wife to go to a game, and that's not too cold, which means September, I believe. I'm a Texas boy, so it stays hot down here year round. Hey, we Florida Ravens over here, baby, so I know exactly what you're talking about. He said, also, I really wish the media and the Ravens would put more pressure on this coaching staff. If the Ravens always beat themselves, doesn't that start and end with coaching? Yes, players have a huge role, but year after year of hard playoff losses, we lost the game before Mark not catching the ball. We lost the first half from previous failures. We should know getting down in the first half is unacceptable. Is that not on coaching for better scheming and adjusting, just like how we lost to the Raiders during the season last year? That's just one of many examples. It's both. It is on coaching, but it's also on the players too. With the coaching staff, I think one of the biggest things last year was not using Derrick Henry enough, not using him correctly in a lot of those early games, and even in the playoff game too. I know the Bills, they were getting Derrick Henry for a good amount of time, but still the Ravens could have still tried a bit more with him. And then you think in the Raiders game, remember the interception that Lamar Jackson threw, Rashod Bateman just dropped it. He hit Rashod Bateman right in the hands. Rashod Bateman dropped it, and I think Robert Spillane picked it off. But then you look at the playoff game against the Bills. There was the miscommunication with Lamar and Rashod Bateman on the interception, where Rashod Bateman ran the wrong route, and that's what caused Lamar Jackson to throw that pick. And then with Derrick Henry, they just weren't doing enough with him against the Bills. So it's one of those things where it's both. It's definitely both. And the coaching staff, they didn't make Mark Andrews drop that ball. They didn't make Mark Andrews fumble the ball either. So, no, we can't put everything on the coaching staff. Obviously, that's the last, not the last resort. That's the highest of the high. But the players, they are accountable as well. They need to be held accountable as well. Because, and like I said last year, the coaching staff did a phenomenal job last season. They really did. And they were not the reason that the Baltimore Ravens lost in the playoffs. It was way more on execution than it was coaching staff. In my opinion, it was like 80% execution, like 20% coaching staff for last year, while they lost in the playoffs. But anyway, continue. He said, with all that said, I'm typically very much a realist, but I really think we could go undefeated bearing big injuries and coaches not making bad choices. However, another 14-2 season is realistic. Well, you got to go either 15-2 or 14-3. Since we got 17 games now. So we got to pick either one. But anyway, he said, but why do you think there is not as much focus on the coaching staff, including Harbaugh and EDC, to not fail Lamar compared to Lamar having another playoff loss before winning a Super Bowl? It's not just the media to me. I don't know if EDC holds them accountable enough. What are your thoughts? I mean, if you were a GM, would you have given John an extension and more money before providing a ring? No, I wouldn't have. And I've said that a lot. I don't think that it was the best decision to sign John Harbaugh to a contract extension. I would have just let him play out this year. Because, again, when that pressure's on John Harbaugh, that's when he performs at his best. But hopefully, with this contract extension that he got, hopefully he could just be like, oh, you know what, I got y'all boys. And he'll put the pressure on himself. Now, just because you get a contract extension doesn't necessarily mean you're safe. But at the same time, it's John Harbaugh, EDC we're talking about. So Harbaugh is safe. You know, he ain't going nowhere. And we always knew he wasn't going anywhere. Everybody knew that. But as far as why don't you think there's not as much focus on the coaching staff, including Harbaugh and EDC, to not fail Lamar compared to Lamar having another playoff loss before winning the Super Bowl? I think it's just because of how the Ravens are looked at around the league. The Ravens are looked at as this all-world team, all-world coaching staff, and they do. They have a really good franchise. They run a really good franchise. They got a really good coaching staff and whatnot. They even lose guys. They replace them, and they still be doing their thing. But I think it's just because they're so respected. I think that's the reason. They're very respected around the league. They're very respected by all their peers and their co-workers, I guess. They're respected by everybody. So they're given that respect. They're given that benefit of the doubt. Oh, yeah, that's the Ravens. So they're going to do what they got to do. But with Lamar, even after everything that he's proven, even after everything that he's shown, a lot of people look at, they'll hold on to the playoff record. And then I get why, because that's the playoff record, because that's, you don't play for the regular season. You play to get to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl or whatnot. But a lot of people, like media and stuff, they won't give Lamar the benefit of the doubt. And they'll look, oh, Lamar should have done this, he shouldn't have done that, and da-da-da-da. But with the coaching staff, they won't do that.